Oh, mein Gott, we are live. Ah, and there was much rejoicing. All right. Thank you for your patience, guys. God, that was painful. All right. Hey, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. God, I was so caught up on the things. That was really annoying. Now, so here we are. Now, what we're doing today, all being well, is I'll give myself a bit of focus on what I am. There we go. There I am indeed, good sir. I tell you, that was really annoying. I wonder what the deal was with that. No, well, not my problem right now. Not our problem right now. Now, as I've said in the title, we're going to get on to getting a few things prepped up for what I expect shall be an extensive round of airbrushing over the next however long. I realized after I put up the announcement that I've already actually set the 109 up for its airbrushing, so that's like there. We've obviously got to try and get those wings. We'll get onto that in due course. There's a couple of bits I want to set up on the Warspite. What I want to do is I want to get stuck into the base, actually, and I might even do some of that painting today. Oh, hey, John, how are you doing? And we will set up our Boss Mustang with regards to, I want to do some airbrushing of chassis black, but there is a bit of masking that needs to be done on a couple of bits. And yeah, these are the things, good people. Yes, they are. All right, over we come, and in we get. And cheering begearing. Oh yeah. Now, in we come. Now, first things first. These are our drop tanks. We can pop them away for the time being. Yes, we can. Now, let's look at what we've got around the desk. We'll put that to there. Actually, you know what I could do? I'm going to do, in fact. There are our wheels from the Mustang. Might just pop them up here for the time being. And because the first kit that comes out nicely in reach is, in fact, our car. Now, in here, I have a number of things. In fact, I think is that all of it? It is. I've done well. These are all meant to be chassis black, apart from a couple of little spots, which we will mask. I will just confirm that I do indeed have all the chassis black out, just for my own peace of mind, for want of a better choice of words. Because let's face it, there's not much more annoying than having thought you've got it all done and then suddenly you don't, you know? But no, I think I've got them all isolated rather well. I am quietly confident. Yep, I am good. So, what we will do, put that back into there. Now, the masking on this is only a couple of spots. No, hang on a moment. Before I do that, I might want to consider popping the decal sheet back in. Now. next, here they are. Now, so what do I need to mask up here? Not much. That much I do know. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. That was these buckles here. I'll give you a zoom in, and the radiator cap. I think that was the lot. The rest of it can go, dare I say it, au natural. Pretty much as it is, we can consider mounting that, but it's not an urgent thing. All right. Jolly good. Yep, they're all pretty much as they are. In this instance, I'll give you a quick zoom in. There's like these need to be masked off there, and okay, that's it. So that shouldn't take us very long at all. Then we will get on with the joys of the filing. Do that for a while. Hopefully not too long. I'm pretty keen for that to actually start bloody cooperating, I tell you. Now, that's probably a wee bit big for my intents and purposes. On here. You want the... so I don't mind doing that entire sort of side that the cap is on there. I can just tidy it up with a brush. What I'm looking for, give me a moment. Here we are. My almost omnipresent toothpicks. What are you doing to me with that lid there? What kind of knees-bent advancing behaviour do you call that? Cool. Now, it's as you've heard me bitch about. I might take a bit of that blue tack off though. A bit recently, it's quite chilly. I've got the aircon on. I'm getting real toasty, which is great. But I'm almost at the point of turning the aircon off. But I did that about 20 minutes ago because I was feeling toasty, and the that's all well and good. But the other side of the equation is that when I turn the aircon off, because it's about 7 degrees outside, it's not too long before I start going, my, it's quite chilly, really. And sort of suddenly find myself wanting to turn the aircon back on. I guess I can do it in bursts until it warms up enough, hopefully. Okay, well, that'll cover the and up here a bit. There we go. Anything I don't get with the airbrush in the chassis black, I will simply hand brush. So that's our radiator ready to go. I would suggest blue tack is probably the Geo here again, just for ease of purpose, as opposed to ease of porpoise, which is what they sometimes have in the oceans. Now, once I've gotten this one done, as I said, it's time to file. Dear oh dear. Filing. The saga continues. I haven't had to do this much filing since there was... Indeed, this actually put me off this type of kit because it was beyond anything else. Rodin. They've got this really quite exquisite range of decals and wide range of different types of World War I aircraft. And I have seen them built really nicely, but I found them... I tried doing a Camel, and it was really ill-fitting. Now, that said, they still sell, so obviously other people are prepared to work with it. Interestingly, both Armour Hobby and now Rodin, I think, are Ukrainian. I'm not sure about Armour Hobby. I think they're Czech or Polish, one of the two. So yeah. Anyway, let's mask these off so we can then go right. We know what's going on there and take care of business. Now, when I set the desk up for airbrushing, I'm going to need to move a few bits and bobs. I am. There we go. Delete. Now, almost there, and then we'll, as I said, do some work on the P51B. Now, just a little bit there. That'll be a very straightforward op. Now, one thing I will check out. Now, I reckon those, looking here at these, I'm just going to make sure they're meant to be there. Otherwise, now is the time, Kato. And in fact, you know what I might want to do? How much of this can I tidy up? Conceivably, I could take one end for that, I guess. And indeed, some of these in general. Anyway, first though, we'll come into there, move that up to there. There we go. No, we don't. We probably do, and I'm just being particular, but being particular is what I do. So I make no apologies. There we go. That's that one masked. Right, let's do a bit of tidying up here, just to give us a bit of a point where we're not going to have to do touch-ups and shit. Hey, cutie guy, how you doing? Now, delete, which is the looser side here. I don't think it really matters. So we'll go this way. Actually, that's the looser side, I reckon, as far as there is one. Right you are then. Well, that's that one gone. Now, pop that there for a moment. And probably do something similar here, I would suggest. Actually, okay. Hopefully I don't disturb what I've just masked. Well, it was blue tack, it's not going to be hard to redeem. There we go. Actually, we'll go there. And there. Pop that there. Yes, rubbing. I can probably do something similar here. We'll go with that end. Now, well, this will be all the car. Yeah, I'm good, man. This will be the car prepped as far as for the chassis black areas. There's not that much chassis black to do, as you can see. But it'll be done. Now, what I want to quickly check is, and I'd say it's back here. Yes. Yes, those studs are meant to be. That's jolly good. We shall not remove them then. And whilst I'm checking that, is it back here or... I know the bit I'm looking for. Give me a moment. Looking, not finding. Be an undercarriage part. It is not that. Where the hell is it? So one of those bits I've just masked up is what I'm looking for. It's not under here, is it? Nope. Didn't think it was part of the engine. No. Wo ist? Now, so we're going that way. And, what I'm trying to make sure here is that I don't trim something that I should leave. I've done that a few times on occasion, and it's always a wee bit suboptimal, you know what I mean here? Now, I reckon where I'm going to be trimming is... All right, executive decisions made. So we'll go here. And then we will go, and then there's what needs to come off as well. Right. So that will give us very clear access so as we don't have to, don't have to do any unusual tidy ups, as it were. I think there's a little spot there I can probably remove quite happily. Yeah, there we go. Came off of its own accord, it did. Jolly good. Now I'm working on 3, in fact, possibly 4 kits today. We'll see how we go. Now, this is stable on both ends, so we'll just go bang and bang. Get a quick file out. And one last bit. And that'll be that ready. Right. Then, sweet Jesus, did you see that travel? God damn, kilogram, how do you figure? That one, ha, you couldn't have seen it because, no, you definitely wouldn't have seen it. Oh, hey, man. Manuel, how you doing, man? Yeah, as I was saying, trimmed. This piece here launched, and I mean launched, straight across now from here to the wall. I would estimate it to be, okay, we've got the width of the table, 5 feet, which is about 120 centimeters, maybe more. Parted the gap between two of my blades. Flick up for a moment. In fact, there you go. So it's gone from here all the way across to the wall. Somehow got between a gap in my weaponry and bounced down behind that. Who says inanimate objects don't have a life of their own, eh? Or a mind of their own at bare minimum. In fact, I'm sure we've all seen things happen, or had things happen where you go, how is that physically possible? And yet here you are, sort of a thing. I recall, because I used to throw papers at one stage, and it was actually a pretty crazy job, I've got to say. I'm not talking about like on a kid on a pushy. I'm talking about serious news agency work where you get a van and you go out and you cover big areas and you do commercial drops and all that sort of shit. Anyway, but as a job, once you're on the road, you do it how you want it, mate. You're pretty much your own boss. It's great. Anyway, point being that when they were, because these days, I don't know what they're like in your country, but you get what are called flat wrap. They come in, even when they're thrown to your front yard, they come out flat. They used to be rolled. And when they were rolled, you used to get what were called straps. Where you get these cloth straps that would tie your bundles together. So basically, when you ran out, you just put a strap in the front, or a couple of straps in the front, depending. And away you went. Anyway, I just it was on quite late in the run. It was about 7 in the morning, I think. It was a weekend. And I need a warning sign. Anyway, so yeah, I see what you're saying, the warning sign. Sorry, yes, I'm with the program now. Bit slow on the uptake there, mate. Yeah, I do. Yeah, anyway, so I've gotten out to change the strap over. While I'm there, having a freshly rolled paper, I've got to throw it over this fence, lob it over, and I shit you not, guys. Okay, so I'm at the fence line. The house is down here. I've thrown the paper over, and the paper has gone click, 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 end to end for quite a distance. And then in the final, just when it's like barely, no more than a meter from the actual house, has then gone kick up really high and actually broken the guy's living room window. And all I can really do was ring my boss and say, yeah, this is after because I couldn't just take off. I had to wait around and say, sorry, man, don't know what to tell you. I'll call my boss. And he wasn't angry. You could see it wasn't like it was a deliberate thing. It was just as long as he knew what was going on. And I rang my boss, and he was, he'd had similar experiences. And how the hell, the sheer distance it traveled going end to end, and then the final kick up was what the hell, man? What the actual? However, on another occasion, it's not so much a case of beyond the laws of physics as. So this is all our Boss Mustang stuff ready to go for its chassis black. That will be that first round of airbrushing on that one. So that's that prepared. Anyway, yeah, but another thing I did, it's not so much defying the laws of physics, but defying the laws of reason. There's another house I used to throw to, and they used to have a Monaro park, well, a couple of cars, one of which was a Monaro. If you're unfamiliar with the Monaro, it's a very popular, that needs to go in as well, Australian muscle car. This was a remake, which weren't as cool as the original ones from the 70s, a bit like the Mustang. Anyway, point being, I think it was 2 weeks running. Because you don't really look where you throw. Well, you often don't. In this instance, why? It was a nice wide open area as far as I could tell. Yeah, 2 for 2. Knocked off the guy's wing mirror, or one of them, at the price of $120 a shot. And yeah, my boss wasn't pissy. He was always a very reasonable man. He just said, yeah, look, maybe throw it there, and I'll let them know that's where it's going to be, and they can just deal with having to go for short strolls, but they're having their cars undamaged, and that works well for everyone. Now, all right. All right. Into there, you reckon? If I wonder. No, I can't go too far with that. Now let's have a quick reminder for ourselves. As to where this needs to go. And where it's being blocked. Right there. Right. And there. Before it can go all the way back and in. Yeah, all right. All right. Hang on. Let me just think for a moment, guys. Is there something I could conceivably do? May also help. Now we'll get this file and this file. Do a bit on there, can't hurt. That's a bit bad. A bit rough in the ears. Now, that's right into there. I want to go. This side. And I reckon now let's have a quick goosey gander. It's slowly there. This needs to go a bit further back into here. And then it needs to be able to slide down like that. Or that comes up, whereas that goes down. All right. Oops. For a moment there I thought I knocked the wheel out. Something else. Hey, I tell you guys. I tell you, something I have considered is maybe seeing if there's other angles I can get this going on. No. It really has me very close to just walking away, you know? It's just really annoying the fuck out of me now. But it's going to really upset me if I do, because I've put a lot of work in on this. Which only leaves one option, really, doesn't it? And because it ruins my idea of the whole Mustang shelf. You shouldn't have to file like this to get fucking wings on. That should be a non-negotiable. That's why I'm so pissy. Wings, big things like this, should not require this level of filing. Ridiculous. All right. Now, let's get me on to something that's going to cheer me up. All right. Now it's going to require a bit of stretching out, and even, God heaven forfend, standing up. Can I pull it off? Let's see. I'm a very lazy man. Sometimes I just couldn't be bothered standing up. Up. There we go. Now, the bit I... Oh, fuck off. I just knocked off the bit I'm looking for. Specifically is, in fact, the name tag of this, which I suspect is down here. Where is, there's this, that's not what I'm looking for, nor is that. Aha! Here's what I'm looking for. And what we can do, alright, this is going to require a bit of work, it is. Now first I will trim that out. I need that out to do this. Well, I don't need it out, but I shall. And we'll go... And that's the bit I want for today. Just out of the Warspite. Just the nothing more complex than the name tag. Because what we're going to do is put that back over to there. Get that out of the way. Right. Now what I'll give you a zoom in. Actually, what I need to do first, actually, now that I think about it, is I need to hit this with Surfacer. And then I'll need to do something else on another stream. But I'll give you a zoom in so you can see what I'm setting up for. As you can see, this is a name tag. Hang on a moment. You can't really see because it's... give me a moment. All right, here we go. Now you'll be able to see. There you go. Right, so we've got that. And what I'm going to do, because I've seen it on the box pictures, is we're going to do this, jet black on the back, the lettering in gold. Now, what I'm going to do is just tidy that up a bit. We've got Surfacer over there. You know what I could do? I have a plan, boys and girls. Yes, I do. Because Surfacer doesn't take long to dry. So, if I get a glove on, do a bit of filing, we can get the Surfacer on, then come back and do around the letters in jet black. And because then once that's dry, we do the letters in gold. Actually, this is probably better off. I can airbrush some of it, but a lot of it I'd probably be better off hand brushing straight out. Now that one there. Now with the P51B, I've long accepted that I may need to continue to file while I'm already in airbrush mode on the other stuff. A fact of which shits me to tears. We'll leave that discussion there. Okay, Surfacer. Now, first, bling down, big boy. I want to be getting my jacket off too. We will go with... Have I even opened this one? What the hell? Now, if I'm going to be probably masking there, I can hold it there. Oh, no, I can't. I don't want to hold it there. I'll hold it there. Maybe even one of these stand things. That's probably the spot. Alrighty. So let's give this a bit of a shake. You can tell that this is a freshen. Let me just get a mouthful of coffee, get my jacket off, get a glove on. Duck out the front. Hit it with Surfacer. Now, glove. Boom. Now, let's slip into something a little more. Actually, I need to zoom out so you can see the. Now I'm going to slip into something a little more comfortable. You just don't want a customs official to come out with that sort of a line, do you? Deary me. Now. All right, back we go. Up we get. Oh, getting there. Now, jacket off because I don't want to get any shit on that. Walking sticks. Dear, oh dear, I tell you guys, it's quite the process. Now, grab that. You grab this. Please shake a bit more. Now, when I get back in, I guess more filing. And once the surfacer has dried, we can do some painting on that. But in the meantime, between filing and other stuff, I guess we can do some painting of our Viking. We have that on hand to get on with. This is good. Now, almost there. Now, I've got to unlock the bloody front door. Deary me, I haven't even been out yet today. Mind you, in my defense, it's only about 8 morning. That don't work, so why would I go out? Oh, yes. It is indeed chilly. And I've got my bloody glove on the wrong hand. We'll have to go like that. Yeah, that works. Just give me messages when I'm too far away. Alright, you guys might not have heard me too well for a moment out there. Yeah, I can tell that was definitely the case. I've put the surfacer on. I had my glove on the wrong hand. I don't know if you heard me bitch about that. It was rather inconvenient to say the least. Now, let's let that surfacer settle on in. Where shall I pop this in the meantime? Then I need to get rid of the glove. Sniff the glove. Hang on, the surface came out really quite thick on that side. I'm just going to let... yeah, there we go. Now... we will now put that over to here, I reckon. Now, remove glove. If I keep it inside the way the meadows do, we should be fine. Haha, you did hear me, yes. Yeah, reverse the camera, which was that easy. But I got the job done at the end of the day. Right. Now, jacket on. Let me just have another. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Now, back to it. Mouthful of coffee required. Oh, yeah. Bing. 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 file. Now, God, how much further do I need to go with this? Now, something I can consider is, okay, obviously I need those bits there for the wing. Now, when we go into here, we are now, okay, there. I can tell it's very cruelly close. I'll just get that closer to get this quick little aside. There's neither here nor there. All right, let's do it. We all know the drill here, I believe, unfortunately. The saga continues. Can I? Actually, in this instance, very quickly, I'm going to see if I can get something identical going on here. I've got a bit of a theory going, guys, that might get us our result. Now, let me just file a bit more into there, into there. Now, right, I tell you. Now, what I'm going to try and do is into here. Hack away a bit specifically. Now, what I'm thinking is that maybe if I can clear this area out a bit with a, well, as you can see, a scalpel or craft knife, I'm wondering if I can create a bit more. There's a little lump here that has me going, really? I strongly suspect that little lump is not helping our cause. So what I'm trying to do is be rid of it. Now, if we come into here, all right, right. Now, again, that angle. So if I've got to come up there and into the, I think I'm definitely getting much closer now. And then we're going to do a little bit on that angle. Yes, I believe we are getting there, guys. I believe for all the pain and the angst, I think we may yet get there. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Then there's probably going to be patching up, but we'll leave that discussion there. Now we go. Now. Been saying that for a while, haven't I? Well, at least we know it's not the width. It's just that it's got to come into there. And our main focus needs to be to file through there. Christ, the way I'm going to get through the bloody entire fuselage at this rate. It's getting very annoying. Give it a bit more, and then I'm guessing we will get onto the Viking, because this is just ridiculous. As I've said before, you shouldn't have to do this to get wings on. Before this filing experience, I rated the Armour Hobby P51B as 9 out of 10. Currently, it's rating below 4. Before this, the detail made it all worth it. This is nonsense. If I was to write to them, I would be giving them an absolute dressing down. And rest assured, people, when I dress somebody down, they know they've done bad. All I'm saying is 13 years as a bouncer, former martial arts instructor, they know they done bad. Now. Oh, hey, Ethel, how are you doing? Tomorrow will be a Viking day. I will be on tomorrow. Okay. Now, where were we at with our Viking? This is why it's good to have other kits on the bench. When you hit bullshit like this, what I'm dealing with the P51B. Now, yes, we'd just done the jerkin. We'd done, that's what we were doing. We were doing the tunic, I think. Yeah, we were doing the tunic. And here's a finished bit of tunic, I would suggest. We need an arm. There's one arm there. There's an arm just there. Here's the other arm. the other arm. Ba, 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 ba. Now there's a few bits of white that need to be done on these. All right, now. No, hang on. Oh, what have I just dropped? Oh, that's okay. It's just that. Although dropping something is less of an issue on this. That's funny. Well, look, you know, at the end of the day, if the daughter's up for the chase, you're an innocent party, man. Why should you say no? Yeah, hey, who can't honestly say? Now, give me a moment, so I wouldn't mind quickly checking on. Is that dry yet? No. Actually, one of the funniest tales I have is not my personal tale, this one I hasten to add, but it involves a mate of mine when he and I were working at a strip club, and he was liaising. Look, the general rule of bouncing at a strip club is keep your hands off the chicks. And in fact, it's a pretty sound one because it will affect your objectivity in the longer term if you're not careful. Anyway, my mate was giving the biscuits, as it were, to one of the dancers, and they thought no one knew. Yeah. Now, I'm not quite sure how it manifested that the word got out. I can't recall that. But ultimately, what the guy who ran the strippers did to let him know that he knew, it's kind of funny, is in front of everybody, this is like one night at work sort of a thing, he's gotten my mate Kiwi, the guy in question, to receive a lap dance from said stripper in front of everyone. My mate reckons it was awful. He could not touch what he was actually shagging. And as he looked up, he realized he was getting paid the fuck out by his boss. And basically the message was, we know, you know, it stops. And yeah, they did. So yeah, funny stuff. It was yeah. I remember another time he had he had a bad case of wandering dick syndrome, did my mate, but he had the hots for this other chick, and so now who got it? Was can't remember if it was one of the customers purchased me a dance with her or whether the boss did, but the message was, "We've been through this before. Rob's having a look now. You stop." Funny days. Being a bouncer can be amusing at times, and these were some such occasions. Yeah. Hmm. This is not happening as nicely as I'd hoped. I'm changing my brush. This is being a bit uncooperative. All right, let's see. How are we looking with that? No, that's not dry yet. Now, a bit of paper towel we require. Come here, you. Fuck's sake. I think I'm just having a bit of a day, you know what I mean? It's doing this bloody P51B that continues in being a pain in my ass. Brush is not cooperating. Yeah, where was I? Was I using doing the other arm? I was doing this arm, wasn't I? It's a bit better. Trying to do just the vertical lines first. And then we'll do some diagonals to complete our runic pattern. Come on, Debbie. All right. Freshen the brush tip up, and then we'll continue. Now, we've almost got that one done. Now, ooh. Yeah, well. I remember there was a guy who used to be, when I was bouncing at uni, there was a crazy little gig, I tell you. And he was the manager of the bar, and he didn't seem to me like there's anything particular about him. Unbeknownst to all concerned, he was ploughing the barmaids. A rate of knots that would do Don Bradman well as far as a batting average went. You know what I mean? These days, I guess it would possibly be considered abusive position, but that was then. All right, we'll leave that there for that arm. This gets kind of messy because what you do mostly is you try and get some sort of shapes going, and you effectively tidy it up more when you get the blue onto it. Hang on a moment. Like here's a first dig. As you can see, it's pretty rough. But when you finish it, it sort of comes up rather more like that. So yeah, all part of the process. A few more here to do, I think. No. Right, maybe a couple of touches of white there, and then we'll get onto some blue. Oh, zoom out. But yeah, sometimes when it comes to such matters, Athol, and I'm sure you'll be able to confirm this, it's the ones you'll least expect. What's the saying that got thrown my way a few times? It's always the quiet ones. So I was viewed as a quiet guy, and then things would happen. Although I'm told that was also part of the thing with regards to when the shit hit the fan. I'd be this nice, quietly spoken guy who'd suddenly do what I had to do. And sometimes that left people going, well, that seemed contrary to his personality. All right, there's that sleeve done. Clean brush. All right. Now, what we'll do, might as well do a bit more filing. Then we can get onto the blue depending on various factors. And something else we can consider. Give me a moment. Hey, you're not quite dry yet. But almost. So, pop that up to there. These can come over to there as well. All right. Feel like Henry the Bloody Fifth in Shakespeare. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, you know. All right. Christ, I've thinned that down hugely. And still not getting the love. Ooh. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that, or well, you couldn't have felt it. Ooh. Ooh, getting much closer now. Do a bit more filing, see how we go. And then we'll go for a bit of blue paint on the Viking. Yes, we will. Oh. Yeah. That's funny. In short, Athol, you're a bad man. Getting so close now. Again, I don't want to force it though, but you can see that we are definitely getting closer. Okay, blue paint is here. I'm probably, well, these are the things, mate. You know, when you're young, you do all manner of things. Look, and I see no issue with that myself. If you're not going to do errant things when you're young, when the hell are you going to do them? And all I can say is that I once had a commendable reputation as a rampant party animal. And indeed, I have heard the suggestion made and will happily own that as a martial arts instructor, fame notwithstanding, because I'm not famous, but fundamentally, there was certainly a time where I was the martial arts equivalent of Ozzy Osbourne. Partying, womanizing, but kick ass. What can I tell you? Some martial now, to be fair to myself, there's a not insubstantial body of martial artists like that. And it was fun. It was great. Although poor Ozzy's not looking so flash these days, is he? I just saw an interview with, don't know if you guys are familiar with Zach Wilde, the guy who does a lot of his guitar work these days. And there was a, anyway, Zach Wilde's being interviewed and he said, they asked me, so what's like hanging out with Ozzy? He said, it's pretty cool, we hang out, we have a few, we take it pretty easy these days. Ozzy's sort of like, got his health restriction regimen and stuff like that, and da-da-da-da-da. He's there, but you got to understand, Ozzy's not so happy about it. I said, well, how do you mean? He said, well, the other day he turned to me and said, Zach, I don't take drugs anymore. I don't drink. My schlong doesn't work. Zach, why am I even alive? You think, yeah. It's a bit hard for the Ozman there. Now, yes, we go in that way. There's somebody who I'd like to have seen and say, hey, Ozzy Osbourne. Have I just knocked off a file and I've caught a deft handbag, big boy. There we go. We'll go. You have to do a bit of tidying up around the edge there. But we're getting there. All right, a bit of a process for sure, but that's fine. It's not Arctic blue, it is intense blue. Well, correct. Let me correct that. Standard blue, it's what they've got it down as in English. However, what it's listed in Spanish is azul intenso. So one can assume, therefore, intenso would mean intense or strong blue. Azul presumably is blue. So there we go. Now, I'm not very happy with how this has come up, actually, but we'll work that out. Clean this brush a bit. Deary me. Now, oh, hey Dale, how are you doing? Now, Dealy, dealy. That's better. All right, slowly getting there. Bit into there. Now, let's see if that nameplate for the Warspite is dry. Oops, I have to hit that with a bit of white. It's okay. Now, okay, we'll go around there. And once I've got this arm done, I'm going to have a bit of a gander at whether our nameplate's dry enough to paint on. The nameplate being for the Warspite, that is. All right. Well, we've got a bit done already today. Well, it's past midnight, dearie me. Good night, mate. Ethel. Have a good sleep. All right. A couple of more lines. There's a fair bit to tidy up on this arm, but never mind. All right. So we've got a bit done on this arm, but there's a very messy area that needs to be tidied up. Hang on a moment, and then I'll clean my brush. You see, you got a bit messy through there, and gets a bit clearer in other areas. So we'll tidy that up a bit later. All right, clean brush. Don't I wish I knew the answer to that, cutie guy? I really do. I'm absolutely shitted to tears with the kit, and I'm very close to walking. It is a very sore point with me at the moment. I put a lot of work in on the detail that it supplied, and I was really happy to do that. Wings not going on a kit, that's bullshit. That's nonsense. That is a poor piece of manufacturing. And as I've bitched earlier, the Armour Hobby P51B 1:72 has gone from 9 out of 10 for detail to 4 out of 10 because of the ridiculous amount of filing required and I still haven't got the bloody wings on. It is not a happy topic. You've probably broached a bad one there. As I said earlier, and as Athol heard me whinge, if I was to address the manufacturers, I would be tearing a strip. Wings should be a simple, non-negotiable. Bam. They are a key part of your aircraft. What the hell is this nonsense? If you get the impression I'm unimpressed, you might be on the right money. Yeah, this is still too wet to do our letter plane. That's for the ship that we'll be doing in due course. I am getting close with this, but it's just utterly unacceptable in my eyes. And I do have one other Armour Hobby kit. I was looking forward to it when I started doing the detail on this. This has put me off wanting to do another Armour Hobby kit, period. That's how annoyed I am. So, yeah. And I am genuinely starting to wonder, is it worth just walking? So, yeah, it's a bit of a trigger point, that one. I know that a friend of mine has a policy with kits, and I see where he's coming from on this one. That, bearing in mind, I think he gets paid $40 an hour for what he does in his work. If he thinks he's putting more than $40 an hour into a kit, he walks away. I'm starting to think, if this doesn't happen real soon, it's ridiculous. If you were to ask me my opinion as to, I'm looking at an Armour, don't. I would advise people to not go for Armour Hobby until this, based on this experience. If they would wish to contact me and make a grovelling apology, I would accept it. Yes, I would. That's my generous nature, that is. And this is the nonsense. And this is why when you ask, it makes me grumpy. Well, it's not your fault it makes me grumpy, but you can see why it's making me grumpy. This is bullshit. It's not the width. It is that this needs to go into, and it's blocked by a piece of plastic. Well done. You fucking idiots. Who the hell designs that? And I'm quietly confident in asserting this, I'm almost through the bloody plastic of the fuselage to get those bloody wings in. What the hell, man? In fact, I am through the bloody fuselage at that point, right? But it's not visible, so it's fine. But I'm actually through the plastic. And still, this is where we are. I'm going to give that one more session, not today, one more session to see if I can get those wings on. If those wings do not go on, I'm out of here. I've had enough of this nonsense. Because this is bullshit. Like, scope this out, guys. I have filed so far as to create, you can't actually see it probably, maybe. Hang on. That I am now actually. Let me see if I can get the angle right for you, so you can see exactly why I'm pissy as all hell now. I'm actually through the bloody plastic there, and still the wings do not go on. And for all the beautiful detail it supplies, that's about as much what I can think about it. I shouldn't have to file the wings at all. Yeah, they should go on without any problem. I'm absolutely furious. As a quick little heads up, cutie guy, it may be a subject you wish to sidestep in the future. It's a very sore point. The fact that I've gone, like I said, through the fucking fuselage plastic to try and get those wings on. No go. And I'm sorry. I'm a good enough modeler, and I know I'm good enough that this is not me. This is poor manufacture. See this facial expression? Maybe I need to just walk away from the bloody kit's what I need to do. We'll leave that discussion there. Grrr. I don't want to get grumpy. Too late. All right. Well, tomorrow, what'll we do? We're not touching the P51B. I'm walking away. No, do I want to give it one more crack? I'll give it a crack off camera. If I get it on, I don't know, David. I think I'm at the point of just going, you know what? I've had enough. I'm walking away from the P51B. I really am. It's upsetting me to do so. I'll give it one more crack off camera, like I said, but this is bullshit. I should not have to go through this. Which then poses questions as to what I pursue tomorrow. I've got the airbrushing set up for everything else, so I guess I can do the 109A, you can detail the nameplate on the Warspite, I guess, things like that. Yeah, it is aggravating. As I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it, Bassman. I don't want to walk away, but it's bullshit. I've gone through part of the bloody plastic to try and get these wings on. I mean, I can think of about 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways they could have done it more easily. Idiots. All right. Anyway, guys, that's me done. Now that I've had my big bitch. And then, you know what the thing is? Here's the other thing. If all the other kits, I'm not bitching. There we have it. All righty. And why am I getting glare off my noggin? Just having a day, I think. Never mind. All right. Well, thanks for putting up with my shit, guys. I'm still very grumpy about that P51B. And thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Any first-time viewers out there? Yeah, it's time for you to hit that magic button of follow, like, or subscribe. And if you'd like to track me down other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. All right, now, I'll catch you later, Dale. Tomorrow I'll be back. Not sure if we'll be airbrushing or maybe the 109, or whether we will be. I'll catch you tomorrow, Bassman. Or whether we will be airbrushing parts of the car, or what we'll be doing. We'll be doing something. This we will be doing. And then all that's really left to do is for me to say that I'll be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. Oh, it was even at the start, it was a bit frustrating. Was it almost 10 minutes before I could even get online? What the hell, man? Just a day. What's the line again? Let's slip into something a little more thwack comfortable. But yeah, at least we got some shit done. I'll have to make a decision about that P51B because it is now starting to officially get to that point, as I've said, but never mind. All right. Well, I'll hopefully catch all you guys tomorrow, and I will see you then. See yous.